Well, I hope we can take a couple things from it. One is that he was not impervious to evidence. As things happened, he was prepared to reassess, and he did. And it's hard to know how much, you can't put him too much on a pedestal, because some of the changes he made were changes that might have been driven by kind of blinkered thinking. He had such a negative view of Alexander Hamilton that no matter what Hamilton did, he was sure it was evilly motivated. I mean, he was a partisan, and he was a pretty harsh partisan in some ways. But on the whole, he was a remarkable human being because he was prepared to think and listen to the other side and to try to understand both sides or multiple sides of a problem before settling on an issue, a resolution to an issue, and being willing to reassess as evidence came along to make him rethink, the states are the problem. We got to have a stronger national government. The states are dysfunctional. And then later on saying, wait a second, too much power in the central government. We got to get some more power out there to the states. He's willing to rethink and try to readjust.
Yeah, it's interesting to read the article he wrote on the vices of government in, 1787,
right,
saying how bad the Articles of Confederation were.
Right.
And then about a decade later, when he's criticizing the Alien Sedition Act, says the central government's way too powerful.
Right.
Yeah. Diane, what did you think?
Well, it's interesting. I think it's illuminating, for me at least, to look at how all of these things evolved, because Madison shows up at the Constitutional Convention with an outline of what he thinks the Constitution ought to look like. And there are quite a few parts of his outline that are very important that did not come to pass. So he certainly did not favor, for a very long time, the New Jersey plan, under which the Senate had representation by states, and it was only the House that had proportional representation. His original plan is that there should be two houses. It should be bicameral, but you shouldn't have the states so powerful. This flowed from his concern about whether the failure of the states during the Confederation period to live up to what he thought they should be doing. So there's that. He shows up at the Constitutional Convention thinking that there should be some sort of council of revision to overlook the constitutionality and probably even the wisdom of the various laws that the national legislature passes. He has a concept of a supremacy clause. It's not quite phrased that way. But as some of the structural protections that he thinks should be in the Constitution fall away during the course of the convention, he rethinks a little bit, how is this actually going to work? And at the end of the convention, he, like the others, is satisfied this is the best we're going to get. I don't think he thought it was a perfect document by any means, but he thinks it's the best that they're going to get. And so with Hamilton, and of course a very small amount with Jay, he writes the Federalist Papers. He fights like a dog to get it ratified. He opposes ratification proposals that would say, let's have a second convention first and then have a better document. He realizes, look, this is it. And that's where the promises for the Bill of Rights come in, which he dutifully and faithfully carries out the minute. But I think where he comes out on the importance of the enumerated powers over the course of first the Washington administration and then the Adams administration, where he comes out on a lot of these things is a function of how the actual instrument wound up, which wasn't quite where he wanted it to be, but he tries to make what we got work.